Welcome back to CryptosRUs. I'm George. We're all George. So, welcome to another market open stream. Today, you got to talk about the bull run kickoff. There are many that are in the green right now. Bitcoin is looking like it wants to move once again. So let's talk about everything that's going on, all the bullish things that are happening in this space right now. All right, let's do it, guys. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We are kicking off today at 119.3. So roughly $2,000 higher than yesterday. And yesterday, we fell back down to, what, 116 once again. A little shakeout to clear the leverage. But overall, we are right back looking like we want to move. And there are others that have certainly moved, even yesterday. For example, Solana, above 200. And looks like it still wants to run. So it's finally catching up. And this is something that I expected, seeing how the money is flowing from one all to another. This could definitely keep going. So let's talk about everything that's going on. What's driving things higher? Today, the U.S. market. Yesterday, I think we made some new all-time highs. U.S. market, a little bit red. You got Coinbase up, Robinhood up, Circle going down a little bit. Circle still behaves like a meme stock. I don't know what's going on with Circle. One day it's up like 10%. Another day it's down 7%. It just keeps on. There's a ton of volatility with Circle. But anyways, the other one's looking good. And there are some more news about accumulation. Well, we also have this too. I think this is not a surprise, but the big beautiful bill that was passed, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, right? It's anticipated to add 3.4 trillion to that debt. The deficit will increase by 3.4 trillion over the next 10 years. That's what the estimates show. Okay. There are a lot of things in there, but ultimately, one of the reasons why this is bullish for Bitcoin, outside of all the things that's happening right now, the favorable regulations, is the fact that, hey, this proves that it doesn't matter what governments do, okay? Really, they may try their best to stop the spending, to stop the printing, to stop borrowing. Even with the best intentions, they really can't stop any of those things. And the situation just gets a little bit worse every year. Adding 3.4 trillion over the next 10 years, that's what, 340 billion more per year? Where do we have that money? We don't. And that's going to drive our deficit from what, 37 trillion to over 40 trillion. And that's on a low side, right? And you know this kind of system is unsustainable. And it's horrible for inflation. This is, again, a side effect or a side reason why Bitcoin is the one to buy and hold. Okay? So you could opt out of this and protect your purchasing power and utilize inflation in your favor by holding the hardest asset that we have, Bitcoin. So I just want to remind you guys that. In fact, I had to I had to educate one of my kids yesterday about inflation, because it's kind of hard to explain inflation to kids. They don't really quite understand. The easiest way to explain it is, well, if you had $1 today and you could buy one bag of candy with it, but imagine in 5 years that $1 could only buy half a bag of candy, because that candy went up double. And then you went up, and then you go 10 years from now, one bag of candy is now $4, and your dollar can only buy a quarter bag. If you explain it like that, it's pretty easy. He got it right away. But that's what inflation does. If you're holding on in dollars, it doesn't matter if it's a dollar here or there, or in 10 years or 50 years, it's a dollar, but everything else is going to get way more expensive. Way more expensive. Just leading off with that analogy. All right, what else? Trump media buys $2 billion worth of Bitcoin. So that's always good. This is another side effect of I guess, Trump being favorable to crypto. Obviously, this is going to benefit his company and his family too. But $2 billion worth of Bitcoin, that's quite a whole lot. And it makes them automatically the 5th largest holder of Bitcoin, which is kind of amazing. They're above Metaplanet already. And Metaplanet's been acquiring for like a year now. And they're right under Riot, but you can see MicroStrategy at 607,000. No one is close. You add 2 to 10, and it's not even half of what MicroStrategy holds. That's how crazy Saylor is. But it's going to get more crazy because he announced that he's going to buy basically $500 million more of Bitcoin. He's coming up with a new preferred stock called Stretch. So he has Strife, Strike, and Stride. And now he's offering Stretch, a new perpetual stock. And he's going to raise $500 million with it. And guess what he's going to do? Buy $500 million more of Bitcoin. He's not going to stop. He's just not going to stop. And neither are all the other institutions that are FOMOing in and companies that are FOMOing in right now. And Jack Dorsey's block, very much involved with Bitcoin and crypto, also helping tens of thousands of vendors accept crypto. They're going to join S&P 500. So that's pretty big. That's pretty big. And we're still waiting for some of the others. Coinbase was added already, but we're still waiting for like MicroStrategy or Robinhood to be added, and they could be added as well. All these crypto-related companies being added are fantastic because that automatically puts them into thousands of ETFs that, comprises of companies from the S&P 500. So good for them. Good for them. All right. Now on to a few amazing metrics. Here's one comparing Bitcoin to gold. Gold's market cap 20 trillion. Bitcoin's market cap 2 trillion. So that's a 10x difference, right? But if you look at a scarcity, Bitcoin is 2x more scarce than gold. So it would reason that, hey, Bitcoin's market cap should be at 40 trillion. So it's really, really, really undervalued. And Bitcoin is only going to get more scarce because every 4 years, the inflation rate of Bitcoin gets cut in half, right? And there's a set supply for Bitcoin. We don't know what the set supply of gold is. There's probably some finite number on this planet, but we're nowhere close to that, and we don't know what that is because there's always new gold mines coming out. But for Bitcoin, we know for certain there's going to be 21 million, and that's it. There's not going to be any more. Anything else that comes out is an altcoin. It's not a Bitcoin. So the argument that Bitcoin is 2x scarcer than gold and will be more scarce, it's actually infinite more scarce than gold because we just don't know how much gold there is out there. And plus, you can find gold on meteors too, which means there's gold in the solar system or in this universe. There's a lot more of it. We just don't know. And here's the thing, there's only 5.3% left to be mined. And that's going to take another 100 plus years. While only 0.1% of the world has adopted Bitcoin as a primary treasury asset or savings technology. So think about when we get to the point where it becomes 10% or even 1%. 1% or 10%. 10% would be pretty reasonable. How high things will be then. It's still so early. It's I don't know. It's crazy to think about. The adoption of Bitcoin among the world is so early. So if you think 100,000 or 200,000 is the top, think again, we are going to go a lot higher. A lot higher. Meantime, though, breakout, is it happening? Well, yes, definitely happening. And we're just waiting for that next leg up, right? I would argue that we're already starting. That's why we're at 119,000 right now. 119,000, closing in at 120,000. So that next leg up bring us to 130, which is only $10,000 away. It's not that far. Or 140 or 150. We're already in that next leg. We're just waiting to go higher at this point. That's it. That's really it. Now, outside of Bitcoin, we do have other movers. I just mentioned Solana's having a really good couple days now. But last week, we had really good movement for Ethereum. And I don't think it's going to stop. So we're looking at Ethereum's ETFs. Okay, yesterday, the ETFs in total took in another 300 million. Do you know how that compares to Bitcoin's ETF? Bitcoin's ETF had an outflow of 131 million. BlackRock didn't though. BlackRock didn't sell any. BlackRock tends to not sell any Bitcoin. But that's what? 3 days in a row that Ethereum inflow is higher than Bitcoin's? If that's not a sign, I don't know what is, that altcoin season pretty much started, right? Again, I'd like to have more confirmation this week, but the fact that you have 3 days in a row, and this is the first time in history where there's more Ethereum inflows than Bitcoin, that's a big signal. That's a huge signal. However, one of the biggest Bitcoin bears all of a sudden is recommending people to sell Ethereum to buy Bitcoin. Wouldn't he tell people to sell Ethereum to buy gold? I mean, he keeps telling people to sell Bitcoin to buy gold. All of a sudden, he's telling people to sell Ethereum because it looks too high and to buy Bitcoin. It's like he's a trader now. Or maybe he's been a trader for a long time. I don't know. But it's just kind of weird that he would put out a tweet like this warning people that Ether is at the upper end of the trading range and they should sell it for Bitcoin. Why not a stable coin? Or why not gold? I don't know. Kind of weird. But maybe this is the first indication that Peter is turning around. Starting to believe in Bitcoin. Outside of Peter Schiff's endorsement of Bitcoin, you got other companies like GameSquare that's doubling down on Ethereum with a $30 million bet. And then you got another company called SharpLink that increased their ETH holding. So it does look like there are a lot of ETH supporters, especially from institutions now. And that should carry them very far. All right. Let's see. The U.S. market has turned green. That's good. Unfortunately, most of the crypto related stocks are in red. That's okay. That means you get to buy at cheaper prices. And Bitcoin is still doing well. Solana still doing well, wants to break even higher. And that's it. Ethereum is slightly lower than yesterday. All right, let's do some Q&A. Iggy, I think Iggy's got the right idea. Iggy says ETH cooling off is a sign for alt big caps and how they're going to skyrocket, the money rotation. That actually makes a lot of sense. Yeah. Yeah. Can't wait until Soul gets back to about 220. I'd say that's the next stop. After that, then it's back to all-time high. MicroStrategy up today. MicroStrategy tends to move like a meme stock too, sometimes. But it's good that it's holding well above 400 these days. Let's see, Bitcoin dominance. Bitcoin dominance finally flipped a little bit in the green. Look at that. I mean, I don't know if you could really chart Bitcoin dominance, but if you look at RSI, yeah, it was super, super, super oversold, I guess. It was at 10. This is on a daily chart. Again, I don't know if you could really chart Bitcoin dominance. Maybe you can, and it does show that Bitcoin dominance flipped a little bit, but man, it got down really low. Look at that drop. And if we keep continuing, then we'll drop into the 50s. And if we drop back down to like this level right here, 55, that would be equivalent to the drop back in November. And imagine, well, I don't think you guys have to imagine, but remember how hot alts were back in November and December. So Bitcoin dominance continues to fall down and gets back to like the 55 level. Alts are going to be extremely hot once again. Rusty, I'm just going to ignore your comment. Juice Master, should I consider my holdings in Linkto? What are you talking about? I have no idea. I don't even know how to say that. Linkto? They filed Chapter 11 bankruptcy. We were offering pre-IPO Ripple shares. Who the hell are they, man? And why would they be offering pre-IPO Ripple shares? And why would you invest in that, more importantly? Is it a crypto project? Yeah, I'm not even going to look at it. I'm sorry if you lost money in that, but that's just like, why would you even entertain that? Your thoughts on ADA? They'll be just fine. Just fine. Especially since they are an American-based crypto project. American-based crypto projects, especially the big caps, and the ones especially getting their ETFs, they're all going to do just fine. Maybe even better than fine. They're going to do great. Solana is the one. Yep, it has been the one. It's been a little bit underperforming versus its peers, but now it's starting to come back. That's what we want to see. It's still underperforming versus peers. If you look at like last 7 days, it's only up 24%. Versus even like Doge is up 36%. I mean, that's yeah. So Doge had a better week than Solana. But still, hey, it's not just about Sol. Although I think Sol, once memes start moving, Sols go start flying really fast. Just like how it was back in November, December, January. And if they get their ETFs, which they will, it's going to help them more tremendously. Aerial fish. How about XRP, George? Should I hold or buy more? Well, I mean, look at XRP. XRP is number 3. Half the market cap Ethereum. It went up almost 20% this week. I'd say it's pretty good. I'd say it's pretty good to hold. Any thoughts on Kraken's new chain, Inc? I haven't done a lot of research into it, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, other exchanges, like Chronos chain is from crypto.com. It seems like they don't even talk about it. It's completely 2 separate projects. So I don't know how it's going to do. Kraken's like, they're huge, but they're one of the smallest exchanges in the US. I don't hear a lot of people talking about Kraken. Like, no one I ever bump into says, yeah, I use Kraken. Everyone's using something else. I don't know. I don't know how much power they have to, or how much integration they have to get that going. And obviously, Coinbase has their own base chain. They're trying really hard to integrate. They got that base wallet, and they're really pushing. And Coinbase is really pushing any projects that are on top of base too. I don't know if Kraken's going to do that. Man, today, Circle's down 7%. And Robinhood is down 5%. Coinbase is down 4%. Man, what's going on? Wall Street is selling off crypto like crazy right now. Even MicroStrategy turned red. Wow, there's something going on. And Bitcoin's selling off too. Wall Street, what? Did I miss something? I think something came out. Price prediction for Ando. I don't really have a price prediction. Just know it's going to do well. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Something bearish came out, man. Wall Street's selling off like crazy right now. Like there's absolutely no reason for Coinbase to be down 4% or Robinhood to be down 5% or Circle to be down 8%. Are you kidding me? After the Genius bill already passed. There has to be something. I think we're missing something here. Oh, there's supposed to be a Bitcoin related or a crypto report that's coming out today. Um, Maybe that's why. Yeah, I think that could be it. I think Wall Street's afraid of what's gonna come out of this crypto bill. I don't know. Just speculating. I think there's something that's spooking Wall Street right now. Or this is a giant fake out and it's just trying to fake people out and shake them out before there's a huge pump. One of the two. Is osmosis dead or do you think it'll recover? Ooh. No one has asked me about osmosis for a long time. It's like a DEX within Cosmos. Cosmos itself isn't doing well. Right? So that may be the reason. And osmosis has really not moved at all. The last month it's up 26%, but the last year it's still down 63%. Until Cosmos gets hot again, osmosis is probably not going to move. Oh yeah, Jerome Powell's gonna be talking this morning too. Jobo, prices are falling because I just bought. Don't worry. It's just like yesterday. We fell back down to like 116 overnight for no apparent reason. Well, there is a reason because, the market makers are trying to, again, get rid of the longs. But like all of a sudden, we just went back up to 119.7 just now, right? So it happens. Yeah, speaking of Powell, I know he's going to address this renovation budget controversy. But ultimately, I don't think it's going to make him change his mind about the rates. Right now, CME prediction 2.6% chance that we will get a cut end of this month. Next month, 58%. We're going to get at least two cuts this year. So it has to come, soon. Sooner or later, it's going to come. Jerome is as crazy as Nancy Pelosi's trades. Yeah. Do we have a market crash in the future? Well, it's hard to predict the future, but Bitcoin has been extremely solid with very low volatility. We're going through one of those periods where volatility is extremely low. So right now, I'm not worried. I don't see any reason for Bitcoin to have a huge correction. I don't see any macro stuff that's going to cause it unless we have something very disastrous happen. But what I do know is this. ETH inflow have outperformed Bitcoin for the last 3 days. And you have a lot of others that have started coming up in a big way, like XRP, Solana, ADA, AVAX, even Doge, up still 20-something% over the last week, over the last 7 days. Doge is up like 30% in the last 30 days. So we definitely are moving in the right direction. And, you know, right now doesn't change things. The Senate says Powell doesn't need to resign, but should conduct internal review. What, did they really think he like took some of that $2.5 billion and put it in his own pocket? The guy is already freaking rich. He's worth over like $100 million. All these secretaries are all extremely rich. I don't know. It just seems like they're trying to find ways to fire him at this point. Anything that they can get their hands on. My Cinema X says, George, I sold my BTC to buy miners. I told you a long time ago. Turns out it's better to DCA. Yeah, didn't I say that? People have told me or asked me like, hey, why don't you just get into mining? Why don't you buy miners and try to mine Bitcoin? And I've always said I think it's better to just buy Bitcoin. The amount of money that you need to spend into machines and infrastructure and all that stuff, all the headaches that come with it. Unless you're an established miner and you're already huge and you're just adding machines, is not going to be more profitable than just buying Bitcoin outright. And those machines get outdated, they break, the hash rate keeps going up, so they become less profitable over time. It's just better to just buy Bitcoin with that money. I'm definitely going to be DCAing some stocks today. I actually sold off a large amount on Friday. As anticipated, there will be some kind of correction coming. I think today will be a day where I buy some more. Yesterday, unfortunately, I bought some Circle because I thought Circle kind of bottomed out, but it certainly did not. After today, though, it did. So I'm going to be DCAing some into stocks. And I think, we may be turning around. Look at how strong Solana is right now. It's still at 190, basically 199. And Bitcoin, probably just like yesterday, last few days, will just flip right back above. I bought silver, Kaizu, says, it's almost time for the metal bull run. I don't know about that. I think you should just stick with Bitcoin. I don't think silver, I mean, Bitcoin is now a bigger market cap than silver. I don't think silver will ever run as hard as Bitcoin. I don't know. I guess never say never, but still. At this point, Bitcoin is just so much better. Silver's go bull run from now on. What makes you guys say that? I don't get it. Let's see. Yeah. Looks like, you know, we wiped out some longs once again, found a footing, and we may be going back up. This will be a big level right here to liquidate. 120, 500. Big level for shorts, but I would not be surprised. We just go right back up to 125. All right, guys. To conclude, the bull run has definitely kicked off. There's no doubt about it. And altcoin season is probably here already. So get ready, guys. Stay strong, stay focused, continue to hold on DCA because a lot of gains are coming. A lot of green is coming. All right, so smash the like, subscribe to the channel. Have a good rest of your day. Stay tuned for my video tonight. All right, have a good one, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.